I can't believe the day has finally arrived. My dream becoming my reality, but also my biggest test. This swim has been years in the making, years of planning, endless amounts of training sessions, countless hours of swimming through the night, through the day, sacrificing everything around me to give myself the best opportunity to succeed. I had days where I was exhausted, tired. Every thought in my mind and every muscle in my body was telling me to rest, to sleep. But I knew that if I wanted to achieve something nobody ever achieved, then I need to still go and do the work. Mobilizing a team of over 25 people within a 24-hour notice is no easy task. Ensuring all the boats are well equipped with all the food, all the water, all the safety equipment, all the supplies that we need to be independent for 3 days. No detail was overlooked. We were ready to go.
Okay, guys, come on, Neil!
As I was walking onto the beach, I kept saying to myself, "You're ready, you did the work, you've got this." All that effort, all that sacrifice was for this moment. My plan was to break the swim down into segments, days and nights, but then it's broken down even further, 30-minute segments. I'll be swimming for 28.5 minutes, and then I stop for a minute and a half. And during this minute and a half, I need to eat, I need to drink, I need to have a conversation with the team, just letting them know what's happening and how I'm feeling. But also, it's very important for me to remain focused and concentrating on the task ahead. So when I put my face back in the water, then I'm exactly where I left off a minute and a half ago. Going into the first night, I was confident, but I know the nights are long and I know the nights are tough. When I'm swimming, we do not keep any lights or any torches on me, so we are in complete darkness. I essentially lose one of my senses, which is my sight, and that makes everything much more heightened, including the thoughts in my head. The first night, what took me by surprise was how cold I felt. I was not expecting to be feeling so cold so early on in the swim. As the hours went on and the cold persisted, I was sure that one of the doctors was going to stop me and check if I was hypothermic. And I was afraid because she could essentially pull me out of the swim because it would be no longer safe for me to swim. Once the sun rises, you feel a lot more confident. I think the fact that you can actually see at that point and you start to get your vision back is already a big plus. So everything changes, the dynamic changes, the mood changes, and we're off on our second day of swimming. So as we crossed from Malta to Gozo, I was enjoying the sun on my face, warm, confident for the day ahead. Also had friends and family come out to support on separate boats from the team. Also having the team in high spirits as well because the sun is out and they see me happy and confident. I really remember Gordon and Simon and even Kurt coming onto the boat to give me this weather report, and from the look on their face I immediately knew that we didn't have good news. Immediately that moment I started to cry, and I've never cried so much while I was swimming. I've cried before, but never continuously trying to breathe, trying to not swallow water, trying to not let water in my mouth, and not accepting that I had to potentially stop or potentially change the route. And I felt like I was going to fail, and I was going to fail myself, Lara, and everyone who was watching, because we put so much effort into it that it was not even a thought in my head that we might not finish or might have to stop so early. After that, kind of all those emotions came out, and then I kind of came up with a plan in my head. I'm like, you know what, no, we're not going to stop, we're not going to change route, we are going to keep swimming because this is what we prepared ourselves for, and this is what we deserve to do, and this is what we deserve to get for all the work that we put in. I told them, listen, we're going to do what we did because we worked too hard for too long and sacrificed too much, not go and get what we deserve. As the sun started to set for the second time, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit afraid. Afraid of how cold I felt the first night and how cold I potentially could feel the second night. I really had to dig deep into my toolkit, using all the techniques that I've been practicing to get me through the night. As the night went on, the fatigue started to kick in. And I really remember telling myself, these are the moments you enjoy the most. When you're tired, when you're exhausted, when your back is up against the wall, when you don't think you can swim anymore, but you just keep swimming. Being in this position is exciting for me, I love it. So really just putting one stroke in front of the other, feed after feed, hour after hour, we got through the second night. It was tough, it was hard, we pushed our limits, really pushed our limits, the team pushed their limits, but the night passed and we're beginning the third day when we're into the storm. It was amazing, beautiful, and I was also a bit unaware of how much of a storm there was happening around me. I tune into the rhythm of the sea, the rhythm of the ocean with my stroke and my swimming, so it becomes like I'm dancing with the element. When I am swimming and when it's so rough, these are the moments that really define who I am and what I'm doing and how I can inspire everyone. Maybe a few hours after that, the team announced that we have hit the 125-kilometer mark, which is my previous world record. So every minute and every stroke and every moment I'm in the water longer is surpassing the previous world records. That was also like the yin and the yang, the beautiful part, but also we're still in it, let's keep focused. At that moment I was still like, listen, we're going to Golden Bay, and they're like, Golden Bay is a long way away.
Okay, so everyone know what's happening. Neil is about probably just under an hour away.
Once we started to approach our Lapsi, the team started to tell me like that this is going to be the last option to be able to stop and be able to walk on land.
It's tricky, it's rough, there's a swell.
I do believe that if we ever had to keep swimming, or I do wonder, would we have made it all the way or not? It was a very difficult decision for me to take, but also it felt like it was the most safe for myself and also the safety of the team.
Remember, he's been swimming for over 60 hours and the conditions have been really rough.
I really remember having to be guided very slowly with the boat until we came to the cove. Slowly made my way in. I could hear a lot of people screaming, but I couldn't see anyone. And then there was two swimmers, Simon and Matthew, who jumped in the water with a glow stick.
Oh, swimmers swim in now, just to be ready. Neil is still out there.
That glow stick was the savior for me to be able to get to the ladder. Every time he put the glow stick up, I'm like, I can see it. When he put it down, I see nothing. Everything was just moving. We were like in a washing machine.
When he sits down, we need silence. Here now, when he sits down.
I know exactly how this is going to work. I know that the wave is going to push me into the ladder. As soon as I go into the ladder, I just need to hold on. And then the wave pushed me back up and I put 2 feet onto the ladder. And then I started to get my bearings of my surroundings, still being pushed around, still very, very sensitive. As I saw the chair just a few meters away, I started to make my way onto land slowly. There was no room for any mistakes. I just put my hands and feet, knees on the ground. Really felt good to be on the ground as well, felt solid. Then I was ready after a few seconds to put myself onto the chair. Proud of the team and proud of everyone who was a part of it, and everybody was a part of it because the swim was in Malta for Malta.
Kia, movement that inspires.